Lesson 4-5, Addition Equations. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to solve addition equations using the subtraction property of equality. So let's jump right in. The seating capacity for football games at a sports stadium is 4,117 more than the seating capacity for baseball games. If the seating capacity is 63,000 for football games, what is the seating capacity for baseball games? So in order to find the capacity for the baseball games, we need to write and solve an equation. We're going to let x represent the seating capacity for baseball games. So we have x, which is the seating capacity for baseball games, plus 4,117 equals 63,000. Now this is an addition equation. To solve an addition equation, we need to use the subtraction property of equality. That's going to keep this balanced, because what we need to do in an algebraic expression like this is we need to isolate this x. We need to figure out what this x equals, and in order to do that, we need to get it all by itself on one half of this equation. So in order to do that, we're going to do the opposite of what they do. So if in the problem they're adding, right here they're adding, we would subtract. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. So I always like to draw a line down through my equal sign so I know whatever I do to this part over here, I must do to this side over here in order to keep it balanced. So now we're going to subtract 4,117 from this side, and then we subtract it from this side as well, 4,117. On this side, I'm going to get 0. So I have x plus 0 equals, now over here when I subtract, I get 58,883. I can rewrite that now without the 0 because it's 0. X equals 58,883. So we use the subtraction property of equality in order to subtract from the same number from both sides of an equation to get a true statement. In order to check my work, I would add 58,883 plus 4,117, and when I add those, it equals 63,000. Let's take a look at another example. Okay, we have 27.5 equals y plus 3.3 plus 1.7. Our first step will be to simplify by adding these like terms. These are just straight numbers, so we can add those together. So we're going to rewrite our equation with 27.5 equals y plus, and if I do that math right here, 3.3 plus 1.7. You can always use scratch paper or work on the side of your paper in order to do this math. 3, 4, 5, it equals 5. So y plus 5. Now, they're adding here. So remember, we always do the opposite of what they do. They're adding, so we're going to subtract in order to keep this balanced. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. Here's my line, and I subtract 5 from this side and 5 from this side. Make sure that you line up this decimal point. That's really 5.0, so you can do that if that helps keep it all lined up. So now I have y, this equals 0, 5 minus 5 equals 0, so I don't have to write anything, equals, and now I subtract 5, bring down the decimal point, 2, and 2. 22.5 equals y. And in order to check that, I would add the 22.5 plus 5. And that would equal 27.5. Okay, so that's today's lesson. Make sure you rewatch any parts that you're unsure of and take notes as you need to, and then make sure that you're solving each equation today and not just rewriting an equation.